Now that you've found UBN Radio and discovered our quality talk shows, it's time to spread the word to friends, family, and the universe. 24 hours of music and talk. Radio without limits. That's why people keep coming back for more. That's ubnradio.com.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa. Every Tuesday at naturally high noon out of the Sunset Gower Studios for Universal Broadcasting Network. And then every Thursday and Saturday syndicated on my CNBC News Radio channel, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and now anywhere iHeartRadio is. So thank you to all of the listeners from Progressive Talk Radio in New Mexico who are saying hello now too. So this is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words, no Kardashian talk, because I want you to focus on your reality show and how you can make your life happier to 88% of the time. And it is that time of the month. It is the second week of the month where I get to play Dr. Marissa, the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura, and give you advice that I don't use some of the time, and also help you balance your life tires and smog check those stinking thinkins that are not working on your behalf. And today we actually have a special caller calling in first, Lisa from San Diego, who did call me. I'm not even sure when, but she'll tell me. So we're going to connect with Lisa now because I asked her to connect back and see how she's doing. Welcome to the studio again, Lisa from San Diego.
Hi, thank you.
All right.
Thank you for...
You're absolutely
I actually
welcome.
just wanted to follow up with you. You did help me a while back with a situation with my fiance and some of the struggles that I was having with relocating from leaving San Diego and moving to where he is. Part of that has to do with a huge 165-pound dog that he has living in the house.
And in his bed and in the bedroom.
Exactly. Yes, you remember that.
I do now remember that. And that was about a year ago? I want to say
yeah.
almost a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we jump into that, let's start with connecting with breath. So feet on the ground, palms up, eyes gently closed, taking a deep breath in through your nose. And releasing, soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees. Another deep breath in. Releasing all the stories and the drama. And one more deep breath in, connecting with me. Through chi, eternal energy. And when you're ready, open your eyes. All right. And so just for curiosity, how did that all go after? Because I think I remember saying to you that, well, you tell me, what did I tell you? so I don't get it wrong. Your recall's probably better than mine.
Well, part of it was, the struggle to decide to, uproot my life here in San Diego and moving there.
Because you loved your job. You loved.
Yes.
And you weren't crazy about the weather and the dog.
Right. Okay. Absolutely.
And I think I told you to give it a little more time to have the conversation, right? Now it's coming back to me, to love yourself enough to, to tell the truth. And then what happened?
And thank you for that, because I finally did have that heart-to-heart conversation with him when it came time to kind of try and make a decision on what I wanted to do. And what I decided to do was renew my lease here.
Okay.
in San Diego, and we did have the heart-to-heart, and I told him why I was hesitant to do that. And I'm happy to report that he was very receptive and understanding, and even said that when the time came next year, when it's time for me to renew my lease again, that he would even consider moving here instead of me going there.
Yay!
So, yes, and we addressed the dog issue as well, and he promised that he would the dog would not be in the house, and we would come to a workaround and maybe find her a nice house that'll be in the backyard, that sort of thing. So
good. So
happy
it's
to
a
report
win-win.
that it was very positive. Yeah,
a win-win even for the dog.
Right.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for updating me, and I'm so glad that the advice worked. And that it was a positive thing. Great. So today, what can I help you with? Do you want to do that same scale, or do you know exactly what you want to talk about?
Well, actually, I have really been struggling with something lately.
Perfect.
And
I mean, not perfect. And I'm here to help.
Right. Of course. I've been struggling with I guess with death, because I'm starting to. It finally hit me just recently, with my aging parents and some of the health issues that my father has been going through lately. And for the first time in my life, I'm kind of struggling with the idea of death and what happens after. And I do happen to believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. But that being the case, I'm struggling with how I can find out exactly what my purpose is for being here in this lifetime, because sometimes I feel lost trying to navigate my way through life. And it's been keeping me up at night lately. And I'm not sure how to deal with it.
Okay. Well, you came to the right place.
Awesome.
Yes. So take a deep breath. And this is one of those age-old questions. What is the meaning of life? What is my purpose here? Why am I here? And what's interesting is we as a society and as a world and the planetary citizens that we are coming to a new understanding with all of the systems that seem to be breaking down. Because I'm sure you grew up in the average home as an American to basically say our purpose in life, the implicit purpose in life, is to be happy by acquiring things, that make you comfortable, right? And that so you go to school, you get a job that pays you really good money so that you can get the nice house and the nice car, and then you second part to that is you meet someone special, you have children, you watch them grow up successfully, you have good relationships with your family, and then you go on vacation once or twice a year and enjoy that, and then you die, you age gracefully, and then you die. I mean, that's so the goal is you want to make a lot of money, you want to be successful, okay? And even if it means you hate what you do, it's okay, because you have to make the money to be able to survive and do well in life. Okay, so that sounds that's like the contract that we all kind of sign without really signing. Okay, does that sound familiar? Okay, so
yes,
so I call that the American dream. And then many of us end up in the American nightmare, or the nightmare even if you're not in America, which is you go to school you work really hard and you don't get into the college you really needed to, you don't do well, or you do well and the college that is supposed to get you a great job doesn't get you a great job, or you get a job that is a great job and you either lose it or you end up hating it because you don't like what you're doing, but you're trapped there because you have bills to pay, and then the car that you have turns out to be a lemon, or it gets carjacked, or the house forecloses that was supposed to be your security, or you get sick, or someone around you gets sick, or your parents get sick, or your child gets sick, and then you're always in this negative, I'm never going to, get ahead, or you are born into a family that has a lot of dysfunction, which is actually more likely than not. So all of these all of these things that you had hoped for your life, whether you followed the dream or you're following the nightmare, leaves you in this, is this it? Is this all there is? Is this what I want? Who am I really? Do I like who I am? What is that? What is the meaning of life? And am I supposed to be? Is there more than just having a fun time on Friday night, or having a great time at a party, or the next vacation to wherever? Is that it? So you're asking a great question, which is one that I get from almost all of my life balance coaching clients, my executive coaching clients, who I call having a midlife opportunity. So my guess is you're in that age. How old are you? Or how young
42.
are you? Okay, so you're right there. So somewhere between 38 and to the end, these questions are coming up. Actually, my teen clients are actually asking this question now too, because they have that reputation of, not waiting until they have the job to enjoy their life and trying to figure out what life is. So this is my belief, and I'm going to share it with you because it works for me. This is not for everyone. But my father also died early when he was 70 years old of lymphoma. And my grandfather died earlier than, the average age. And so I had to grapple with, my mother has Parkinson's, and I know that she doesn't have a whole lot of time. And I would say in the last 8 years, I have gotten really, really grounded in different kinds of teachings, so that my belief system is just like yours. Life is eternal, okay? And for me, life is about experiencing what I cannot experience on the other side. So my belief, I choose to believe that we are all spiritual beings, and that on the other side, there is no, it's all good. There's no contrast at all. It is all good. It is all, beautiful. It is all happy. It is all wonderful. There is no contrast. So in a sense, you can't even say it's all good because there's no bad. So it just is at this very high vibration. What is different at that high vibration that isn't here is there's no sensing. So there's no taste, touch, sight, sound. There's no challenge. There's no challenges to get that feeling of resolution or expanding or conquering or standing back up. Okay, there's none of that feeling. And so because we are eternal beings and we have the opportunity, I think there's lineups. If you can picture this, there's lines of spiritual beings going, I want my turn on earth to experience life, because it's kind of like they're taking a train to this stop called life that they don't have, not that they need it. It's just a choice to experience the fullness of life. That's my belief system. And it helps, because if I don't believe that way, then I'm back where I was 20 years ago, which was seething with anger and broken with sadness of why my
why was I raised in a home where I was beaten as a child and had and I didn't do anything wrong. And so for years of my life, I never, I felt like a victim. I was a victim. I felt like I was always I was never going to be loved. I felt like I was never going to have a normal anything because of that background. I felt like I was never good enough. I felt like I was never worthy. And there are children who don't even have a dysfunctional background who have that feeling of disconnection and unworthiness. And so they spend their whole lives trying to find things and buy things and find people to make them feel complete, to find that wholeness. And it never worked. The alcohol didn't work, the drugs didn't work, the food didn't work, the person didn't work, the you complete me didn't work. Nothing worked because we're not broken. We're not people looking for a solution to something that's wrong with us fundamentally. I believe we had a choice and we wanted to come in, and that when we go out, it's back into that fabulous whatever that is. But as we are here, we get a chance to experience the beauty, the glory, the challenge, the frustration, the fulfillment, the happiness, the peace, the bliss, the wonder, the aching, the depression, all of the things that come with being human. That's why we came. And we also came with some kind of value or something that we wanted to experience fully. And I believe you can get in line again, and if that's past life regression or if that's coming back over and over with Shirley MacLaine, I'm not a theorist that way, but I know that this time in this lifetime I am here because I wanted to experience power. That was something I could not experience over there. So I came and I chose a family where I could really kickstart power. I mean, what better way to learn power than to be born in a family where I was completely powerless? I mean, really. Okay. So in that sense, it's like I learned forgiveness, right, of the people who hurt me. I learned compassion, that they did the best that they could, and their family system was broken too. Okay, I learned what it feels like to alchemize, to renew and rebirth myself as a person in this lifetime. I get to taste really good coffee in the morning. I get to feel, the warmth of blankets in the morning. I get to watch and marvel at birds that fly and sing in schools, in formation, and they sing for no reason at all. All of that is why I'm here on this planet, is to really love life. That's my job. That's my purpose. Now, the second purpose is to find that unique gift, talent, and ability that each one of the 7.3 billion of us have. Every single one. You have a unique gift, talent, and ability. And I know that it has something already to do with your kindness. Like, I feel your kindness. I sense your kindness. I felt it the first time that I met you on the air, and that's part of your gift. You have the ability to make people feel kindness. So your work in whatever area it is, it can be for money, not for profit, for profit, but what you're doing is you're bringing kindness to the planet. That's your contribution. Do you ever get compliments on how kind you are?
I do, actually.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Would you say that's one of your top compliments that you get?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So how did I know that?
I think there's value in that.
There is absolute value in that. So that is you are kind expressed on the planet. That's your job. Now you get to play in that field. So I would ask every morning, how is my kindness going to play out today? I have actually on my calendar, and I learned this from Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, my big brother and favorite teacher. On my calendar every single morning at 9 a.m., I have an empowering question for the day that comes up as a reminder. Okay, and the alarm goes off, and it says, "How can it get better than this?" And how is, and I put prosperity, because I like prosperity, prosperity going to show up in my life today? So you get to play with this as you're discovering what your gifts are. But what would you like to see more of in your life? Joy, peace of heart,
Of course.
understanding, brilliance, wisdom, clarity. These are all the gifts of life. Bliss, wonder, satisfaction, resolution. What is it that you are looking for? So it's a complete shift from the material, and believe me, I'm one of the most materialistic spiritual people you will ever meet, because I like stuff. I like designer, everybody knows that. I like the feeling that I get when I'm wearing something nice, or that, it's for me. Okay. Now you can still have that, but that satisfaction is only as good or as long as the moment you put it on, and then it doesn't last. When you have a meaning in life that's about empowering yourself with your gift, talent, and ability, and looking for ways to express that gift, that's your meaning. Isn't that like exciting? Like, then every encounter with every single person becomes new. Every single there's no coincidences. Like, I will sit down, and if someone comes and sits down beside me at the airport, I'll say, "Okay, what now, brown cow? I wonder why they're the ones that are beside me." And I love just finding out. They'll say something, I'll say something, and pretty soon, they are looking for a commercial to have on the air. Well, guess what? I just happen to have a talk radio show. Or, I just asked last week, I wonder if there's something that I can use, because I'm swimming more to work off the holiday food. And so my hair is getting a little dry, and I have that question. And then sure enough, I will bump into someone who, at the gym, who just tried this new product, and they're talking about it with their friend, and I overhear. So that's my life. My life is an unfolding of experiences, big and small, to enjoy my life. We're supposed to be here to enjoy our lives. Now let's get back to the moose on the table question, which is, your parents have been here living and expressing and enjoying their lives, have they not? Okay. With everything that they that has unfolded for them, correct? And if you ask them, have you loved your life? 88% of the time, what are they going to say?
Yes.
Yes. So when they go, I choose to believe, and you don't have to, but I'm all about choosing the best feeling thought. So would you rather choose the thought that life is finite and this is it, and if you blow this incarnation, you're screwed. And if you have a bad experience growing up, you're screwed. Or if you don't have all the things that the society says you should have, you're screwed. Or would you rather choose to see life as an experience, an unfolding, I call it my joyride of life. I have many stops. I call it my book of romance. I have many chapters, and nothing is the end all. every experience is here for my divine and best good. If it hurts, it's for my divine and best good. If it pleasures, it's for my divine and best good. Every single person is in my life because they're either here to teach me or I'm there to teach them. That's it.
Right.
So grab this adventure. This is for you. When you're with your parents, here's the work. Instead of thinking, oh my God, they're not going to be here forever, and what am I going to do when they're gone, and I'm going to miss them so much, and I wish they would live forever, and I wish that they weren't in so much pain, and I wish all of these thoughts that make you feel good or bad. They make you feel bad. That's your choice. You don't have control over what's going on with them, but you have control on how you see what they're going through is. So it's just as easy. It's not easy. It's simple. It's just as simple. It's difficult to choose the better feeling thought. Mom, it's not fun. I know this pain isn't fun, but I just had this thought. Remember that time when you took me to blankety blank and we had such a good time? Or remember that funny thing that happened and blankety blankety blank. So you have a choice to spend this time that is finite. Everybody dies. It's one thing that's very constant. Some people die early, some people die late. But it's our choice this time. You can either say, oh my God, I don't think they're going to last another year, or oh my God, they've lasted 80 years. That's 80 years of really good living. My mom's 83. Yeah. She is dying of Parkinson's. Now, what do I do? Do I all sad and constantly worried and when she's going to die? No, I call her. And, she's to the point now where she goes, I graduated. And I'm like, graduated from what? Because every time I used to call her, she would be very, very sad. And now, I do my own thing on her. And she's like, I graduated from your course. I don't complain anymore. So it's all good. And I'm getting the dirty look from Jarvis because I'm out of time. But thank you so much for coming. I hope that helped.
Absolutely, and what you're saying definitely resonates with me. And whenever I'm feeling that way, I do try and focus more on even the positive experience, and just take lessons from the negative experiences as well. So thank you.
Absolutely, thank you so much for coming on. Take care. Peace and blessings.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. And we are going to take a break to thank the sponsor for today's show. We'll be back in 2 and 2. Peace in and peace out.
No way! I'm so cool. I'm so hot. I'm so hungry. I'm so full.
Did that complaining sound familiar to you? Hi, I'm Dr. Marissa, your cheerleader for hope and happiness 88% of the time. And they also call me the Asian Oprah. Well, I have a perfect app for you if you want to lose negative weight and stop complaining. Yes, the 21-day Fast from Complaining with Dr. Marissa app is now available. Every day you'll get a balanced tip that keeps you from complaining, as well as some sound effects. If you do complain and you press a button, it will give you a sound to keep you from complaining. And if you make it the entire day without complaining, you'll get a nice warm. And there's a YouTube link also to help you not complain. And then at the end of the 21 days, because it takes 21 days to create a good habit, you'll get an overall score, as well as a way to post your triumph with your friends and family on Facebook. So don't complain, have fun, and remember, it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out.
Peace in, peace out.
And welcome back. You are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa. And it is the second week of the month. And it is caller week, and we are getting my second caller on the line. If you just tuned in, remember that I am also replaying on Thursday and Saturday on my weekly talk radio show about hope and happiness. So tune in to KCAA, my syndicated CNBC News radio channel, on Thursday at 7 and on Saturday at 1 and anytime now on iHeartRadio. So please welcome my second caller, calling from, I think, New York, and it's Dana. Welcome.
Hi, Marissa. Sorry, Dr. Marissa.
No problem. I am happy and grateful. And if you are not driving, could you put your feet on the ground and your palms up in your lap?
Okay.
And we're just going to breathe in and connect with me. So closing your eyes gently and taking a deep breath in through the nose. And releasing all the stories and the drama. Good. And one more deep breath in, connecting with me through chi, eternal energy. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. And welcome to my show, Dana. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Wonderful. I'm
loving
really
life.
good. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions so we know what to focus in on. On a scale of 1 to 10, in the area of relationships in your life, would you say it's closer to a 1, which is not so great, or 10, which is fabulous? Give me a number.
Okay. I would say kind of around 7.
7?
and 8.
Okay, good. That's a good high number. 8's usually my highest because there's no such thing as perfection. So in the area of health and well-being, what number would you give that?
9.
9. Nice. And then on job and career?
Also 7, 8.
7, 8.
Yeah, 7.
7. So that's the lowest number, even though it is high, which is great. So let's focus there. And what would you say it was going to take to get it above 7? What do you think is missing?
I think, I would say the focus.
Okay.
If I was really targeted and focused, and because right now I'm starting my own business, which incorporates healing, working with people.
Okay.
And I know that's what have been born to do in this life.
Great. So you found your gift.
Yes, which
Okay.
I'm so grateful for.
Good.
So yeah, I feel like because I can dabble my hands in many different things. I have so many interests, and I want to do it all at once. And then I just, I'm just like, oh, look at that over there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wow, I can do that too. And then I don't really stay focused.
Yes.
So if I was really focused and had a consistent pattern, not to the point of perfectionism, because I do have tendencies of perfectionism.
Yes.
That can creep up when I start getting into a structure. Yeah.
Okay. So good. So you have an awareness, and what you're going through is very common, just to let you know so you don't feel alone. This whole shift, my first caller, we were talking about moving from, what society you're supposed to do. And even if you hate it, you're supposed to do it anyways because it makes money and that's all that's important. And we're seeing, especially the younger generation, going, wait a minute, I want to do something that makes me happy. I want to use my gifts. I want to find my special place on the planet. So it sounds like you've done that. You know what you want to do. Now, the next step, and what a lot of people come to me for in coaching, is how do you translate or take that next step from the idea or the knowing and then actually make a business out of it. So that sounds like what you're doing. So let's take it as far as we can in this call, and I'm going to ask you a series of questions, which is what I usually do, and then we'll see what we can come up with as far as branding. So tell me what a person, what changes in a person after they work with you.
After they what?
With you. So a person comes to you, and where are they, and then what do you do, and then what happens to them after?
And this is the
energy work.
to be
So
okay.
your typical
So
person.
right now,
Go ahead.
I wanted to say that right now I'm in. So I learned how to do Reiki.
Okay.
And so I'm basically in the process of starting my practice now. So it's not actually to the point where I have like clients coming in, and I know I have some blocks around that.
Okay.
So that's the part where I think I'm stuck in that place where I have a hard time thinking of the results that I could tell people that I can give.
Right.
Because I don't feel as confident about it because I haven't really like jumped like really into it. I mean, I've done Reiki on different people, like family. I go to holistic events that where I show people what I can do at a small like 5-10 minute session. But then I'm like not really feeling so confident about where to go from there.
Okay.
Like,
So
what results can I tell people that I offer them?
Okay. So and this is again not uncommon where you want to be good at something but you really can't be good at it because you've never done it before. Does that sound?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So, but the fact is, darling, you've done it. You've done it with friends. You've done it with family. And are they telling you that it works?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what part of you? Why don't you want to believe that? Because here's what I'm hearing. You know that this is what you're supposed to do. You know that it's your gift. You do it, and people say it's better, but you don't believe it, so you're not going to do it.
I think it's the part because I also want to coach people. Okay. So,
so why can't you do both?
Again, my mind goes into structure. Yeah, I think it's because I haven't actually. I mean, I studied psychology in college. Everyone I know tells me I'm really great at helping them. Figure out, not to the point where I give them all of the advice, but helping them to figure out their next step. Mm-hmm. And so I know that I have the gift, but I keep thinking I have to take all these courses and stuff and, do all types of things, which maybe I do need to take a coaching course. I don't know. But then there's money, so I don't, I don't want to pay for these things. I'm just like stuck in that mode.
Yes. I hear it. So did you take a Reiki course?
Yes, I took Reiki course.
Okay, and did you graduate?
That's just the energy healing.
Did you graduate?
Yes, it's kind of different from the typical type of coursework where it's called an attunement. Okay. Rather than a course. So okay. It's really that the method is passed on to you from someone else. Okay, so the already apprenticeship. Knows it, and all then right. From there you practice. Yeah. Yeah. So you do have training. So any voice that says you don't know what you're doing, you can just tell that voice, I do have training, right? I've been through the course, right? I have a master that I'm working with. I am an apprentice, all right? I have done it on people. It has felt better. Okay? And in any small business, experience is how you get better. Right? You just practice. And if you have, and nobody needs to know if you've actually gotten paid for it or not. You have experience. So if you've done Reiki on 10 people, you've done Reiki on 10 people. So when I first started consulting, my first year, I did everything for free. I didn't charge anybody. Now, who's going to turn on that? So what happened was after a year, I had a year's worth of experience doing what I knew I was good at and getting practice at it. And I didn't get paid, but now I had something to put on paper. Okay. So let's just start with what's in front of you. And I think that's what the thing is as soon as you start I'm guessing you're a high N on the Myers-Briggs. So you have great ideas, but the operational part is the part that we got to work on. Yeah. Okay. So operational. Yeah. And yes. I do also think it has to do with money. Well, because I do have some debt, which, and at the moment, I mean, I work, but it's not like a full normal 9 to 5. I just, I'm helping a friend, here and there with things and they pay me. But, that unstructuredness plus debt. Yep. So really like messes with my head.
Okay. Well, And sometimes messing with head is not a bad thing. It gives you the energy to do something. So is there something that you're good at that you maybe don't want to do, but you make money at it, and you can make money at it easily? Where's your work experience?
I worked as a coordinator
Uh-huh.
at the Columbia University Center for Career Education.
Okay, that's a great
so I got
place.
a lot of
That's a great.
I got a lot of it.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and I got sorry. I got a lot of experience coordinating, of course, administrative work. But it's for me, it's a little draining. It's hard to be a manager. So, I was grateful that I had that management experience.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot for me.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that you should go back into that full board, but because money is a concern right now, and it's probably a good thing to get some formal training in all of the things that you want to do. Not expensive, doesn't have to be expensive, but it is helpful when you feel like you can make enough to support yourself. That's a good feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and you have a great something on your resume. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do the Reiki or the energy, but I tell my clients all the time, use what's easier, and so you don't have to struggle so much. So if you get to the place of going on Google and finding a part-time job as a coordinator that you can still have some time, anywhere, you're going to get a job pretty easily knowing that you have Columbia University Career Center on it. There's plenty of part-time places that are looking for you. You take a part-time job, and then with the other time that you have, you focus on your business. So the other part of your time, you continue to do the experience of the Reiki. You continue to ask, you have a form that you ask your clients to fill out, whether they pay or not. What was I feeling before this energy healing, and what am I feeling after? And then you're going to start having words to put to a same capture of what you do. Because here's the fundamental building block of being successful in a business, and that is, it doesn't matter how good you are. You can be brilliant, but if you don't have a way to communicate what you're good at, then it really doesn't help you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And the way that you get the words to help is to find out what your impact is on the people that you're working with. You don't have to make it up. Okay, you can use, if you just sat down, and if we had time, I would sit down and just have you bring back into the memory of all the times that you've worked with people and kind of remember, what it was that they were struggling with, what they were feeling at the time, whether it was sadness or what it was blocked or anger or frustration, all of the things. And then you did your work after how many sessions, and then what were they saying? Were they saying, I feel better, I feel lighter, I feel... So those are the kinds of words that you can then use to create your brand. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, but you're right. You have to sort of nail yourself down right now and say, I know what I'm good at. I know what I want to do. Okay. And the coaching can be part of this too. I don't know any energy healer that doesn't do some coaching along with it. Okay. But right now, what you have your training is in Reiki. If you want to go to a school for coaching, let's start on the Reiki first. But, anchor yourself in some income with something that, you may not be thrilled about, but at least it can make the money to support the things that you want to do. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And you don't have to get trapped in it. You don't have to get drained in it. That is your experience, but it doesn't have to be like that. Especially if you find something that's a part-time job. It's always about making the decision that makes it easier for yourself. People go, well, that means I can go, I want, I want a new car because it's going to make me feel good. I say, yeah, that's probably true, but is that going to put a strain on how you're feeling about your bank account? Are you spending money that you don't have? Yes. Does that make you feel better or worse? It makes me feel worse. Does it make you feel better or worse to be self-sufficient? Better. So let's work on that. You are of value. You're a beautiful. I met you at Bob Proctor's event, right? I see you. You're a beautiful young woman. Thank you. And so there's so, now that I even know more than I did when I first talked to you, you have so much going for you. And the one person that is holding you back is you. So I want you to go easy on yourself. It's one step at a time. It is I want you to spend half an hour every day on Google and just put in coordinating skills job. I want you to go on monster.com. I want you to just play. You don't have to commit yourself to a lifetime of misery doing what you used to do. There's a balance there, but don't throw out the baby with the bathwater because what you had was useful. Correct?
Yeah.
I mean, that experience in coaching was honed with your work in the Career Center. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes.
So use it.
Surrounded by great people.
Exactly. Use it. Absolutely. You might want to start with the great people. Hey, do you know of a part-time job? Or can I even come back there and do some part-time work while I'm putting my Reiki business together? And by the way, do you want a free Reiki session?
Yeah.
Right? And then you'll have professional people, and then they'll tell their friends, and there you go. What's the name of your business right now?
Mondesier's Love and Healing.
Say it one more time.
Sorry, Mondesier's. That's my last name.
Okay.
Love and Healing.
Wonderful. How do you spell your last name?
MONDES. IRE. And it's with an apostrophe S.
All right. And for those of you who want a free Reiki session, now you know where to find her. Absolutely. So you have a website?
Or actually, sorry?
Do you have a website?
Yes. So it's DANA.
Dana.
And my last name again, MONDESIRE.com.
Wonderful. So there you have it. I'm all the listeners who would like to try Reiki with Dana. There you have the address, and that's what you can do. So thank you so much. We're out of time as usual, but I'm so glad that we got to connect on the air, and I hope you take the advice that I don't use and help and find it helpful.
I love that. I love that.
I know. All right. Take care, Dana.
I appreciate this so much.
Oh, good.
Okay. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
And that's it for today. The Balance Bar at the end of the show, where I invite you to do some more balancing. Today is day 3 on the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. Sorry, day 13. And you can go online to read the tip. But basically the tip is, if tragedy strikes, still okay not to complain, knowing that everything happens to you for your divine and best good, which is what we talked about today. So thank you so much. And I want to give a big, big thank you to my call-in producer, Jarvis Essex, who worked his butt off to get these callers scheduled in so I can be the kinder, gentler Dr. Laura. And today's Asian Oprah giveaway is a free app that goes with the 21-day fast. So if you go to forbalance.org, sign up for the fast and say, I'd like a free app from today's show, you will get one. And next week, it is my Christmas week episode, and I'm having the a wonderful woman that I met at the Compassionate California Youth Summit last month, Carol. Carol is Carol Salazar Lowery is a volunteer for the Youth for Human Rights organization. So we're going to spend Christmas talking about human rights and our youth. So please keep it tuned to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa Pei. That's P for positive, EI. And remember, it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out.
learned to cry at an early age. People around me, my heart in a cage. It was a book, don't turn a page. I couldn't see past my